Hey Sharilyn, what are we doing today?
Hey Tabatha, today we are going through my, and some of yours, but all of my physical TBR.
Exciting.
Oh, I'm scared.
Let's do this.
Cheers.
Sweet. So what do you mean by all of your physical TBR and some of my TBR?
So, you may be aware that we recently did her physical TBR and drove me insane. Literal descent into madness, that video. The entire experience, but the video, you should definitely go check that out because
It's unhinged.
it's unhinged.
It may not seem like it.
Like, give it around, 200 books, and then I literally just lose my mind. I just further and further, and by the end of it,
You're gone.
I'm gone. Literally, before we started this, I was telling Tabatha that piece of my memory is like a black hole. Like, I don't remember the trauma I went through that day.
And that's why we're here again.
Yeah, my memory blocked it so that we could remain friends. So, you're welcome. No, okay, so we did that. And for the most part, I picked books out of her entire physical TBR that I want on my, in general, TBR. Mm-hmm. I also have a few books that I own that I haven't read yet. My physical TBR is nothing compared to hers. However, I do want to read those. And her physical library is accessible to me always. So that means all of her books that I haven't read are part of my physical TBR. So we already did the ones that she hasn't read. However, we have to add all the ones that she has read that I haven't read.
And a couple of the mistakes that she made.
Okay, so again, around book like 400, my mind just went away. So by the time we got into a lot of good fantasy books, my brain didn't work anymore, and so I didn't add them to my TBR. So we have to go back and we have to add those. So we have that pile to go through. We also have, all the books she has read that I have not read that I want to read that go into this pile. We have naturally bought more books since that day that now have to go into both of our piles. And then we have just, the books I own that I need to read, which is like the smallest pile. So
It's the biggest pile of these.
no, it's not.
Is it not?
No, the books you've read that I haven't read is the biggest pile.
Oh, okay. Cool.
I'm scared. This number is about to get so much bigger. It was 200 something.
It was 249.
249.
I was mad because I predicted 250 when I texted you, and I was like,
That's
it's gonna be
right.
250. And I was like, she couldn't have said yes to one more fucking book.
So it's really funny that today I am saying yes to some of the books I said no to in her physical TBR video. Mm-hmm. So we're just about to add so many more books. So
we'll have a couple counters for you guys.
Yes.
At the bottom, you'll see for this video, the counter for this video. So you'll see my name is here. You see it. I'm not going to tell you where it is.
Well, I'm assuming it's going to be...
Oh, it's going to be in the same spot. So yeah.
So you're going to be over here. I'm going to be over here.
Yes.
And then our counters from the last
Before
video
are going to be above.
Yes. So the giant overall counters are going to be up there. And then the counters from this video are going to be down here.
Yeah. So we're going to increment the ones on the top as needed. So like some of the repeats, so there's some overlap in her physical TBR. Mm-hmm. So those repeats, we are not going to increment the top ones, but we will increment the bottom ones. The numbers on the top are so that we can do a number generator to pick out books that we want to read throughout the year. So that one is there to keep an eye on the overall TBR that we have.
That's the number I'm scared of, okay?
And then the bottom one will be just for this video.
Yep. All right, so this time Tabatha gets to lose her mind reading all these titles. Except
there are less in this
There
one.
are so few.
We already have it all piled out too and ready to go.
And you can't even tell the shelves are missing anything. So.
I mean, you definitely can.
Okay, the Brandon Sanders shit. But, for the most part, she's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. We'll find some other way to drive her crazy. Never mind. It was editing that video.
Oh my god, editing. And I'm gonna be editing this video, so you know.
Okay, so she's paid her penance.
Trust. I have.
Why are you trying to punish me?
No, I get it. I get it. I did torture you.
Do you get it, Tabatha? Do you get it?
Cool, so shall we get started?
Yeah, let's do this.
One quick note. We forgot to mention, I'm going to hold them in my left hand if it's a book I want to read. And if I've already read it or I don't give a fuck about the book, then I'm going to hold it in my right hand. So all these books are going to be added to Sharilyn's TBR, and then the ones I want to read are going to be in my left hand. Cool. So the first books we're doing are books that may have been recently purchased or recently acquired, or I may have forgotten them somehow in the big TBR video. So that's the first stack here. Steelheart, Firefight, Calamity, Four Ruined Realms, Death of the Author, Dragonsteel Prime, Spinning Silver, His Majesty's Dragon. This next stack of books are books that were in the previous video, but someone decided to say no to them for some fucking reason.
I don't know what you're talking about. Okay.
But then when she regained her brain cells, she did say maybe we should actually include those. So, The Bone Ships, Call of the Bone Ships, The Bone Ships Wake, Promise of Blood, The Crimson Campaign, The Autumn Republic, The Art of Prophecy, The Art of Destiny.
See?
The Dragons of Deepwood Fen. She Who Became the Sun, He Who Drowned the World, The Hand of the Sun King, The Garden of Empire, The Ruin of Kings, The Name of All Things. The next stack we have are all of her physical TBR books, and these specific ones are books that were overlapped, so books I own and she owns. The Stars Are Dying, Spark of the Everflame, Evocation. These next three, a bitch said no to.
A bitch?
So, a bitch. A bitch! So, they need to be added to her top counter too. Plato's Republic. House of Leaves. Percy Jackson and the Olympians, The Lightning Thief, The Sea of Monsters, The Titan's Curse, The Battle of the Labyrinth, The Last Olympian, The Sunlit Man, Jane Eyre, Foundryside, The Lies of Loch Lamora, When the Moon Hatched, Shatter Me, The Bright Sword, A Dark and Drowning Tide, A Fate Inked in Blood. This next stack are the rest of Sharilyn's physical TBR, so the rest of the books that she physically owns. Fireborn, Chasm, Moth Eater, Alter Ego, When the World Tips Over. The Night Ends with Fire. No. The Wren in the Holly Library, Still Life, Silver in the Wood, Drowned Country, Ruination, Good Girl, Bad Blood, As Good as Dead, Wild is the Witch, This Is How You Lose the Time War, Red Queen, The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea, The Spell Shop, The Secret Place, The Trespasser, The Witch Elm, The Searcher, The Hunter, The Lake, The Housemaid, The Silent Patient, Misery, Lavender House, What Lies in the Woods, The Helsinki Affair, Warriors, The Prophecy Begins, Into the Wild, Fire and Ice, Forest of Secrets, Rising Storm, A Dangerous Path, The Darkest Hour, The Devil in the White City, Tales of the Jazz Age. I'm not committing to this. I'm not committing to any classics that I don't have to, just like you did.
Exactly. Yeah.
I get it. I understand.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now that the shoe is on the other foot, I do get it.
Yes.
Great Expectations. Like, do I want to read that at some point in my lifetime? Probably. Am I committing to it? No. Tess of the D'Urbervilles, White Fang. Now we are on to the books that I have that I've read. So all of these she wants to also read. The Way of Kings, Words of Radiance, Edge Dancer, Oathbringer, Dawnshard, Rhythm of War, Mistborn, The Well of Ascension, The Hero of Ages, Warbreaker, Elantris, Tress of the Emerald Sea. Next part. Yes! Yes! Yes!
She's very excited.
Red Rising, Golden Sun, Morning Star, The Ninth Rain, The Bitter Twins, The Poison Song, Nevernight, God's Grave, Dark Dawn, Empire of the Vampire, The Last Housewife, What Moves the Dead, Nettle and Bone, Illborn, We Used to Live Here, Gallant, Halloween Party, The Eyes Are the Best Part, Natural Beauty, Bury Your Gaze, Legends and Lattes, Dr. Sleep.
Well, but I don't remember even grabbing that. You did that. I want to read it, but you didn't.
How'd that get in here? Sign Here, A Deadly Education, The Last Graduate, My Dark Vanessa, A Psalm for the Wild Built, A Prayer for the Crown Shy, The Southern Book Club's Guide for Slaying Vampires, Horror Store, My Best Friend's Exorcism, The Haunting of Hill House, Incidents Around the House, Behind Her Eyes, The Atlas Six, Sea of Rust, Hum, The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, I'm Afraid You've Got Dragons. Struggling to focus. This is a weapon.
Yeah, that was sturdy. That was heavy.
Lock and Key, Welcome to Lovecraft, Head Games, Crown of Shadows, Keys to the Kingdom, Clockworks, Alpha and Omega. Bailey Summers, Pet Cemetery, Hellbent, The Familiar, A Dowry of Blood, Carmilla, So Thirsty, Stormfront, On Writing, Lessons in Chemistry, Magnolia Parks, An Ember in the Ashes, A Torch Against the Night, A Reaper at the Gates, A Sky Beyond the Storm, The Courting of Bristol Keats, Divine Rivals, Ruthless Vows, An Enchantment of Ravens, Sorcery of Thorns, Vespertine, Flamefall, Fury Song, Glow, House of Flame and Shadow, Caraval, Legendary, Finale, Once Upon a Broken Heart, The Ballad of Never After, A Curse for True Love.
Yay! Huh, wow, that was a lot less painful than mine was. Mine. Yours? My ordeal? That wasn't even an ordeal. That was just...
No, that was chill.
So chill.
It was way more chill. Cool, so you guys know our totals now for this video, how many books we want to read from Sharilyn's TBR, and we know the totals for both of our TBRs combined.
I'm a little afraid of that number.
Yeah.
Up there.
Yeah, that number, it's a little scary.
You know, it is what it is. I mean, truly, it was always there. I just didn't know it. So now I know just how many books I want to read. Okay, at least I know I'm looking forward to all of these because I hand-selected most of them. She hand-selected some of them.
I did.
I didn't know they were happening until they showed up. And I was like, okay, cool, that's happening.
Guess I'm reading that.
Guess so. So, yeah, but for the most part, generally, no. Across the board, I'm excited.
Some of the ones from your physical TBR too, like Fireborn, I was like, you are reading this, so yes, I got that for you.
That's from her, yeah. So, yeah, actually there's a number of books in there that I have because of Tabatha. It's been a theme throughout our friendship, Tabatha making me read books. So this is just more of that. So it's fine.
So if you want to make us read what you want us to read, let us know which ones we should read.
Hold on, you're making us read more books?
From these lists.
If you want us to prioritize any of these,
yes.
Cool. Yeah. If there are any of these that you love or just think we should put ourselves through in a good way.
But also, you've now seen the books that are on our TBRs, so if you have any recommendations
to add to these lists,
I like books.
Of books. Any book recommendations in general.
Yes.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But hopefully we'll be seeing these numbers go down next year.
That's the goal.
That is the goal.
Point.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, it's hard though, because we're always adding.
We are. We get very excited.
We do get very
Literally
excited.
today we bought more books. So
yeah, that's fair.
After you told me I better not ever buy another book.
Again, I blocked that from my memory, so you got lucky this time, okay? Now that we've been reminded that I said that, good luck.
Thank you guys so much for joining us. Let us know which ones you think we should be reading.
And if you're not feeling chatty, leave us a little dragon emoji because dragons hoard gold and we hoard books.
We'll see you in the next one.
Cheers, besties.
That was way less unhinged. But it's also...
Well, duh.